Great. So, welcome everybody. It's our great pleasure to have you today on Monday morning. So, thank you for joining. My name is Anna, and I will be moderating this technical webinar dedicated to the quality assurance in farmer seed system. The topic was very much requested and is very important for for raising the profile of farmer seed system. So while we are still waiting for some people to join, let me share some housekeeping rules. This webinar will be held in English with simultaneous interpretation in Russian and Bahasa. For Bahasa, please use the Portuguese channel. And to switch to the language, you can use the globe icon that you have on the right bottom of your screen. Just to anticipate any of the questions, we will share the presentations and the recording after the event. And moving to the agenda, so we will have 3 presentations during which we are really welcoming your questions and comments. Please use the chat box for this. And after all 3 presentations, we would dedicate some time for a Q&A session. And then we start the discussion where I encourage all of you to share the practices of your organizations. So as we have 21 participants, I would now give the floor to our first presenter, Kostas Koutis, who works for IEGIL Ops from Greece and is also in the board of the Balkan Seed Network and the European coordination Let's Liberate Diversity, who will share with us his experience and experience of his farmers network on conserving and managing biodiversity. So Kostas.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm very happy to be with you. And thanks for the invitation. I will share my screen right now. Do you see my
Yes.
my presentation?
Yes, but not in the presentation mode. So maybe you can.
I have put it in the full mode, but I don't know. I will do it again.
Yeah, maybe.
It's okay now?
Yes, yes, perfect.
Yes. So thank you for the invitation. I'm Kostas Koutis. I'm a farmer and agronomist, and I'm working for GILOPS. It's an NGO network of farmers in Greece, and I will deal with this very important issue of seed quality in our seed systems. So I don't know why it's not. Okay. So we are speaking about the informal seed system. We all know where we exchange the seed and through our networks, and we are conserving the plant genetic resources. We are working with biodiversity. Why is this very important for us? Because this informal system is different from the formal system. The formal seed system, what is the market, is strongly connected with the seed industry, the agrochemicals, and this system is connected to the a food supply system that has dominated the market, and we saw under systemic crisis like COVID, this system, this dominant system was unable to be resilient and to feed people in the cities, the poor neighborhoods. So we are concerned about local food systems, and seed quality is very important for us. So another issue I want to raise before I will speak about the lessons is what is this seed and why we use the two terms, farm seed or farmer seed. So this seed that we are exchanging, that we're working in the informal seed systems, is a lot of different origin seed. It's land races, populations, old varieties, modern varieties from the market, white species, mixtures, everything. Everything it's useful for the farmer. But what is the difference? The difference is that if we say farm seed, we underestimate that the farmers make selections. And this is different when we say that we conserve plant genetic resources to manage plant genetic resources. We speak about farmer seed because there is the selection of the farmer. And this is very, very important when we speak about the seed system of the informal seed system, because each one farmer seed is different and unique from farmer to farmer and from field to field. There is something different, and this is the contribution of the farmer to the evolution of the biodiversity. It's not like we save seed. It's not this. It's more than this. So there an interaction between the farmer, the genotype, the seed, the terroir, and all this interaction brings out the outcome, which is the seed we work and we are concerned about its quality. So we speak about two levels of seed quality. One is the standard, about this seed is pure, is viable, has good health, has good figure. But this is what the formal seed system concerns about. But we speak about another quality that is the agroecological qualities, the organic. We speak about adaptation, robustness, the not treatment with the chemical, and the tolerance to a lot of climatic or other pressures. And remember that these seeds we use, they have the memory of the nature because we reproduce them in our fields, and from our fields they get the memory of the nature, but is also in the soil, the microbe of the soil, and this is a very good potential for the seed to grow and have an outcome, unless we give this seed the right practical way to realize this potential. This seeds wants the agroecological management. So two qualities, two levels of qualities. So this is another view, the formal seed quality properties and what we want from our seed: adaptation, insect tolerance, adaptation to low input, tolerance to climatic and environmental stresses. And what I have got from my work on participatory organic breeding, that is the breeding, this work we've done with the farmers together, enhances this agroecological concept of farmer seed quality, because they have put a lot of ethical aspects there, and we think that this is a very good bridge between the breeders and the farmers. So we speak about our lessons in Greece. We have a lot of farm saved or farmer seed, especially in cereals. But you see, in my network also, and a lot of maybe in your countries, I will see in the discussion, we don't have a good quality. We don't have the quantities we want from year to year. And professional farmers, especially the professional farmers, they don't trust our networks, the seed exchange, because they don't have a good quality, and they don't find the land races they want. So it's not so good for us. So we have also problems with the regulations with the farmers. Of course, in the EU, we have now a new regime of seed law, and you can see these levels of the seed regulation and the organic certification regulation. Also, the farmer sees is outside, because all these filters is very problematic from the non-homogeneous seed of the farmers. But at least we have some chances with the new regulation, with the conservation varieties and the organic heterogeneous material. Maybe other speakers will deal with it, but it is a chance. So we go through our network. We founded in 2004. We present biodiversity. We're working on organic and agroecological agriculture, but we select also. This is our difference from just seed savers. So we have a lot of focal points all over the country with a lot of crops, and a lot of farmers are connected with our seed banks there, community seed banks. And we are working on strengthening the local seed supply systems. This is our collective work. And we are working with the community seed banks, but also we select and evaluate our material. This is a scheme we go through from collection, community seed banking, on-farm conservation, participatory breeding, farmers network, and we allocate this seed to our alternative food supply systems, these products. So what is the lessons? The lessons is that we have shown that a lot of farmers, they don't feel confident that they can produce seed. They say, I rather not produce my seed. So we encourage farmers to produce rather to buy, because the type of the seed determines the type of the cultivation of the agriculture you want. And then you are not self-sufficient. We also encourage farmers to manage biodiversity rather to conserve. That is, to document, to test and select, to evolve and adapt their seed. This is very, very important for the farmer and the seed networks. And also to try to train them to apply practical and scientific agroecological methods for the seed quality. And I have some few examples. You can find a lot of very practical information in the organic farm knowledge platform, in the internet, a lot of agroecological aspects, how you can treat your seed from the seed-borne diseases, seed harvesting and processing, post-harvest and seed storage. You can find in this very good platform, under the frame of abstract, a very simple way for the farmer to understand, and in many languages also you can find it. Also, you can find very good information about how you can select under organic agroecological concept the material you have in your networks. Either there are fruits, you can refer to the InnoBreed project, is unfolding, or to other crops like arable or vegetable. Then you can refer to live seeding. It's a very good platform there, and you can find useful information about how you can select in a participatory way. Also, you can find technical manual series in our platform, Let's Liberate Diversity. There's a lot of practical information, how you build your community seed banks and how you select and how you ensure the quality of the seed. And also, I find also good information in the Organic Seed Alliance platform website, a lot of guides and webinars. This is some examples how you can find practical information. Another lesson we learned is that we encourage our farmers to work with us in a collectively and participatory way. And this two-level sufficiency, self-sufficiency and community sufficiency, it's good to weigh, but we rather prefer community sufficiency rather self-sufficient. It's more feasible to share knowledge, to share infrastructure. Like you can see there, we have some infrastructure. We have developed some seed flow in our network because we share this knowledge and infrastructure. And also we encourage farmers to be involved in our community seed banks, not just wait to take seed from us. Because this participatory model ensures that they have the right seed, and also the community seed banks will have all this process of regeneration and documentation and testing. And finally, and this is my last slide, is that we want farmers to work on their farmers' rights, because this is very important, not for only for them, but the whole community. They can take advantage of if the farmers' rights are being realized. This is very good for the informal seed system, and this is very good also for the quality of their seed, because we have interaction, and we cannot do it in a way that we leave consumers outside, because if the consumers understand what we are doing in these seed systems and how we are working for the resilience of the food systems, and they're defending their free choice to choose the food, this would be very good for all our work, either in the field of community seed bank or in the field of agroecological, organic, whatever you can call it, food system. So thank you, and I'm your disposal for any questions you have.
Thank you, Kostas, for this very informative presentation, for highlighting the concept of seed quality and its importance for the resilience of seed system and food system mostly. Also, thank you for sharing these examples from Greece on a participatory approach to securing the quality and for the informational materials. I see that yes, I see that we have some questions in the chat. Let me just remind you that we will share the presentations and recording after the webinar. And if you have any questions to the presenters, please use the chat box. We will have Q&A session after all three presentations. So thank you, Kostas. And let me now move to Anya Coutinho from Gradina Moldovey, who will share with us the experience of capacity building of seed savers and development of farmer seed systems in Moldova. Anya?
Yes, hello. I'm already sharing my screen, so you see it, right?
Yes, we do. Not yet in the presentation. Yes, now it's in presentation mode.
Okay. Yes, so good morning to everyone. Very nice to be here discussing this important issue together. So yes, I'm from Gradina Moldovey. We are a Moldovan NGO, mainly focused on biodiversity and seeds, including. Today I will like to focus on specifically on the capacity building for quality seeds. So the development path that we had last year was a bit in this way. So to strengthen partnerships between different actors. And that's why the key word in my presentation is cooperation. And I will come back to it. Then, of course, mapping, listing farmer seeds, and not only farmer seeds, but we have also today with us our researcher. And it's interesting because she's at the intercross, she's also a peasant, but she's also a researcher. So it's resilient seeds, you know, and it's a bit blurred, the difference between them. Then describing, of course, what we have, raising awareness, and Kostas also raised this very important issue about raising awareness of consumers, and of course consolidating into some specific structures like a joint seed bank and then seed production. So my first point is trust and cooperation. I think this was really important for us because we are very much agrarian country, and we have a huge cultural legacy linked to seeds in Moldova, and peasants and small farmers, they are very much aware of seeds, of preservation of seeds, of using their own seeds. So it's something very common. But after the collapse of USSR and the system that was centralized in terms of seed production, now we are rebuilding the system, but from the grassroots. So not from top down, but from bottom up. And it starts with trust and cooperation. Here you see our organic farmers hugging our agronomist, Irina. She is today with us. I'm very happy because we are now working together. So see in these pictures, please, you can see the elements of training. So we started with a joint meeting, but then with individual visits in the field, in each farm, coming together, discussing, checking, so clarifying the questions of farmers, basically providing them with the technical assistance, but also developing relationships. But it's because it's a lot about relationship. And here you have very good examples of different farmers. Then the second point that was important for us is to have some data on what exists in the network. And so you can see actually on the right, on my right hand, a map. So we started mapping, and we thought it would be good to have a visual representation of what we have, because having a list maybe is not so user-friendly, not so attractive. And we thought that a map is something that feels better and is interesting for people to see and to find. And there in that map we started adding information on types of farmers and non-farmers resilient seeds that can be found in different areas, because more and more we started receiving requests from farmers and peasants where we can find these seeds and these ones and these ones. And we thought, okay, we need to have this information available. Then we also started developing a methodology of describing the seeds. We started from a very scientific one, which definitely was probably not the best one for farmers, and we learned that on the way. So it's a very participatory and interactive process. we understood that indeed, so the description, if it's done by farmers, needs to be very simple and very practical. But then a more detailed description really needs to be accompanied by an agronomist and a technical expert who is doing and providing more details. So on the left part of the screen, you can see the first page of our catalog, and then an image from the catalog with seeds and with some description. So just at a glance to give you a bit of a taste of what it looks like now. Then what we thought was very important, because we, of course, farmers appreciate the field visits, the participation, but we thought and we felt it was so important for them to be more visible, to receive more recognition for what they do. So we decided to make a series of degustations of products from farmer seeds. So in collaboration with organic farmers from our Ecolocal Association, we organized different degustations at farmers market. And basically we started because we felt that why it was a series, because we have seasonal vegetables, yes, so one vegetable is now and then it's another one, and not to lose this diversity and this seasonal abundance, we decided to follow the seasonal harvest, and that's why we started in August. And at the left picture you can see different tomatoes, potatoes, onions, peppers, carrots, lots of things that were available at that time and from different farmers. And the point was of the degustation that we explained to all participants at the market that these are from farmer seeds. So if you try to taste the tomato from other type of seeds, please tell us if you feel any difference. And actually they did. And we had also journalists very much interested in the topic, and they even made a nice article about the taste of my childhood. So we raised this issue, and it was really, really beautiful. And by the way, helped a lot the farmers, because people tried the food and then they went straight away to buy to buy it. So it worked very well. And you see, for example, then in the middle, then we did a degustation of conserved food products, so already not the raw products, but also different recipes. And the one in the middle is a traditional tokanica, like like a sort of a ratatouille, so different vegetables cooked together and then conserved. So we did also this degustation, and it also comes from all farmer seeds. And on the right hand side, what I wanted to show, if you see the little like a banner for the farmers, so we did also individual ones. Actually, they got really inspired and they started doing degustations by themselves afterwards, because they saw it was very effective. And so there you can see that it's a degustation from farmer seeds. Then this beautiful part we are developing it into something a bit more solid, and so we agreed with the core group of these farmers to establish a joint seed bank together with our researchers. And now it's the season, so they're preparing the seeds to deliver to start contributing to the bank. And then we are also developing the process to make sure everything is clear, how the bank is working, what are the advantages for the farmers, then what the researchers can do, and then what we need to develop it in the future. And then also linked to that, seeds production. So seeds production is another very important component, because of course, we want to preserve seeds, but then we also want to see it as part of economic activity. Activity of farmers, because they are interested, of course, they see it as economic resilience and economic diversification, which is super important, as we had the feedback from several farmers that, oh, but this year I have less products, but I have more seeds. So it's a economic model to think about on one hand, but on the other hand also to think about quality of the seeds, because seeds that are preserved for their own kind of production, it's one thing, and the seeds that are preserved to be commercialized is a different thing. So together with Irina, we are thinking and organizing this process. And the question here is, Kostas actually mentioned, and it's very important, this new legislation on heterogeneous plant or PRM, so plant reproductive material, yes. And this legislation opens the door, and it's very good. And we analyzed the framework of the new legislation on organic agriculture in EU. It really opens a lot of possibilities for organic farmers. But we still noticed, after analyzing our legislation and also conducting a dialogue with the policymakers in Moldova, that the seeds law still needs to be adjusted, because the organic legislation is very general, and the seeds law is specialized. So it needs to be coordinated so that there is no conflict between the legislation and everything is coherent. On the other hand, this is not just about organic farmers. Yes, so we have other farmers who are not certified organic. And here, I think this webinar is super important, because we need to see about this parallel system of defining seed quality that maybe is similar to the organic one. But I think what is important, and again, we're coming back, is to have this cooperation, to make it participatory, and to see how actually we can ensure farmer seeds, but together with them, and defining this criterion processes together with them. So I really look forward to having more conclusions in this regard for us to see what would be the next step in our development. Thank you.
Thank you, Anya, and thank you also for this question at the end of your presentation, because it leaves us with the inspiration and the thought provoking. Thank you for highlighting this your path in Moldova, building the participatory seed quality system, and also highlighting this trust and cooperation, and also trust building and cooperation with scientists. Next, we will move to Andrea Ferrante from Schola Campesina, who will share with us the presentation on participatory guarantee system. And let me just remind you that you can share with us your questions or comments in the chat, and we will have, after Andrea presentations, the time dedicated to the Q&A. So Andrea, I see you already have your presentation on. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, and thank you to all of you attending at this webinar. And thank you so much, Kostas and Anya, because I think that you introduce in the best way possible this discussion about the participatory guarantee system, and I want to build on what you say, so we can go to the next slide, and let's start from the definition, no? What we are talking about. And if this is almost took literally from the definition that has been given by IFOAM. So a participatory guarantee system are locally focused quality assurance systems. They certify producers based on active participation of actors and are built on a foundation of trust, social networks, and knowledge exchange. And if you heard the word that we just used till now, we are talking about community, we are talking about collective, we are talking about participatory process, and fundamentally, we are talking about a trust system that we are building. So this is why PGS, in that sense, it's so important for us, because PGS in somehow translate in an organized way what we really need and how we can need. Because in this case, and we need to focus, indeed, PGS started to build a participatory process between producers and consumers, or co-producers, as you want to call it. And in this case, we have a specific case that I think Kostas made very, very clear to us. We are talking on something that is crucial, the quality of our seeds, because on the quality of our seeds as farmers depends all our production. So we are building now a trust system between farmers. This is something super important. Then indeed it will benefit also the final consumers at the end of all that. But in this case, the PGS that we need to set is an element to expand our trust between farmers on our own knowledge. And this is super important, no? Because this is something that we are lacking, a trust system between farmers, that this needs to be rebuilt. And this is the way we work together, how we do things together. Because as you know, this is something that we need to do also for other things. But indeed, starting from seeds, that can be super important for us. So going to the next, let's say, what are the different steps? First of all, who are the actors, not stakeholders? Who are the actors there? And Anya did, and Kostas make it clear that the actors are more than the farmers themselves. So this is important already when we create this community. It's clear that we need to see who we want to involve, because assuring the quality of seeds, because this is our aim. We are assuring the quality of our seeds, of the farmer seed systems. So, and this is another thing that is super important for us. We are in a world where we need to put together different knowledge, and those different knowledge has to come together. So choosing the actor is super important, because most probably, and I put it there, an element that Kostas made it clear was the digital seed bank, for example, that they develop on that. So maybe in this actor, we have also a software designer with us, no? Not only farmers, not only a lawyer, not only a researcher. So the actors is super important in that sense, no? Then another step that most probably is the step that demands more time is agreed on what we are guaranteeing our system. So what is our system? Because Kostas made so clear how we need to do clear things to guarantee some quality on our seeds. Quality of seed is not coming like that by chance. We need to follow agroecology practice. We need to follow a number of elements that then can assure that our seed are with high germination, the population respect what we think that what we are taking, they are clean and so on. All those kind of things has to be done in a very proper way. So we need to write all, and this is something that it's important, but it's not only that, because as we can see, also the social standards are super important in this case. These things that we are working collective in community, that is not a process of individuals, is an element that it will be there, because this is the way we get organized. And then, and this is a key moment, let's say, of building a PGS. Then we have, for sure, the implementation of all that. Once that we agree on what are the things that we need to do at farm level, then there is the implementation. And the first thing is, if you want, Anya, you showed us some farm visit. The first things are the farm visit. But those farm visits are made collectively by a group of other farmers and the other actors that are involved, because, and this is already a big difference between a classical certification scheme and the PGS. It's a collective work. So the visit is not an inspection. You are wrong on that. I immediately make a note, add notes on you. No, it's a collective process. So let's discuss how things are going. Let's discuss how we are managing this. And it's an exchange, because it's based also on the fact that we work on a peer-to-peer exchange between farmers, between the different actors involved. And so the field visits are elements of growth for everybody. To really share their knowledge. Then indeed, this farm visit will have a report at the end, and this report will be the opportunity to be discussed in the General Assembly, because indeed we will not go in with 100 people in the farm, no? But the General Assembly will be the opportunity to enlarge the discussion, to improve our knowledge as community, because Kostas that made that so clear. We are talking about community, and we need to keep that in a very clear way. So in that sense, it's super important that we keep this participatory process with a large community of people. And then it's clear that we can always improve. And then we will have for each farmer some collective advice, that because we can always improve. And then indeed the outcome of that, it's let's say what is the certification. Then, as we all know, because we are in real life, it can also happen that somebody started to do wrong. And this means that we need to have internally mechanism to exclude who is wrongdoing. Normally, it never happens when we have a strong community, a capacity to deal with also some internal conflicts in that sense. So normally it doesn't happen, but we need to have our internal clear rules for exclusion for who is wrongdoing, because that has to be clear, because this is also an element to build trust. If somebody is doing something wrong, we need to have clear rules to say, you are in, you are out. And this is in a very short, let's say, how it works. Next, let's go but I want to go a bit more further on the standards, because the standard is really the moment more creative, no? Because indeed you can get inspired. There are some things that are already there, like as we said, the new European organic regulation on heterogeneous material, that it's super interesting in that sense, no? And this is an element that for sure we can use, also because we can reinterpret for ourselves. but indeed it's something that it's there, it's interesting, it's well written, and that can be a base. But indeed it cannot be only that, because as we said, and as Kostas has mentioned, it's super important, all the things that we have to do to get this quality at the end of the process, because this is super important. We are creating a trust system within farmers. I need to trust, and I need to be also encouraged, and that is another thing that Kostas said, I need to be encouraged not only to use the seed, but to make my own seed also. So in this system, we are, let's say, we are in a system where we don't want that there are less people making seeds, but it's the other way around. We are encouraging more farmers to do their own seed, and with high quality seeds, and this will really help us to build a farmer seed system that can allow all of us to use this very high quality system, because at the same time, we need to recognize that our seeds are better. Our seeds are the one that it's really the one that can cope with the climate change, because our way to breed, it's much better and efficient than the other ways of the commercial seeds that have more and more vertical resistance, and they are more and more weak in a situation where we don't know really the future of our climate every year. So we need to have variety that have the capacity to react to very different kind of stress situations. So this is super important, but at the same time, and this is well spelled out, are the social standards, because it's a community process. This is something that is so important. PGS are linked to organizations, are linked to a community, and we made this as a super important element that will be highlighted in the standard. Then this means that we have germination, then all the quality of this, the quality we said already, because I think that we need to finish, and I go to the last slide. Indeed, without any doubt, this is one of the most interesting tools that we can have, and for two reasons. First of all, because internally is a very strong tool to strengthen our collective, to strengthen our work, communal work. That is, without any doubt, a super interesting tool. At the same time, it's a tool that without a large and strong participation of the collective, it's impossible to put in practice. So this has to be clear. And because without a very strong participation, because PGS are super cheap system, no? In front, this is the answer to who wants certification schemes that are super expensive for farmers. Participatory guarantee system are very cheap as a system, because you don't need a lot of money to build those kind of systems. They are even more effective than the certification of the third party, because let's say the social control, it's even much more effective than a third party certification. But at the same time, it needs an incredible level of participation. And this has to be clear. And it's not by chance, just to be clear, that in Europe, till now, we don't have a lot of examples of participatory guarantee system, and especially in Western Europe, we have quite a challenge to put together participatory guarantee system exactly for this crisis of participation that we have in the society. So those are elements that we need to take in great consideration. that we need to understand that without a strong organization, without a strong collective work, those kind of tools are super difficult to put in practice. But when we have the condition, those tools are the most effective that we can do and are the most interesting for the work that we want to do to expand a farmer seed system effectively in our region. Thank you very much, Anna. I